If you're planning a small bathroom remodel in Miami, you're probably doing them at homeowners always do first. Half the square footage of a big bathroom, so roughly half the cost. That seems logical. It is also almost never true. Here's what actually happens with a small bathroom. Fixtures, roofing, waterproofing, ventilation, and the permit cycle are effectively fixed costs. They don't shrink just because the room does. A 35 square foot bathroom needs the exact same toilet, the exact same lavatory, the exact same drain roofing, the exact same waterproofing envelope, and the exact same exhaust fan as a bathroom 3 times its size. Shrinking the room only removes the cheapest line items on the estimate: the tile, the paint, the floor covering. Everything expensive stays exactly the same. That's why a small bathroom remodel in Miami often costs more per square foot than a large one. And in this video I'm going to walk you through exactly why that is, what actually decides the price of your project. Hint, it's not the finishes, and the 2 Florida building code dimensions that will decide your layout before you ever draw one line of a floor plan. I'm Gaben Constructions, a Florida Certified General Contractor, License GCG 1524886, verifiable at myfloridalicense.com. Over 500 projects since 2015 across Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. Small bathrooms, powder rooms, guest baths, this is work we run constantly, and the pricing logic behind it is completely different from a primary suite. Let's get into it. Let's start with the math, because this is the part that surprises almost every homeowner. Almost nothing in a bathroom scales with floor area. A 35 square foot bathroom needs the same water closet, the same lavatory, the same supply and drain roofing, the same waterproofing assembly, the same exhaust duct, and the same inspection cycle as a room 3 times its size. Shrinking the room removes tile, paint, and floor covering, the least expensive lines on the estimate, and leaves labor, fixtures, and code compliance completely untouched. The total dollar amount comes down. But the cost per square foot goes up. This is exactly why national per square foot averages, which are built on 100 square foot primary baths, mislead worst on the compact guest bath. If you've seen a number online that made your small bathroom feel like it should cost less than it's quoting, this is why. One decision outweighs every finished choice you'll make in this project, though the fixtures stay exactly where they are. Most single-family houses in Miami-Dade and Broward are slab on grade, with drain lines cast directly into the concrete. Relocating a water closet means so-cutting the slab, rerunning the drain and vent while maintaining proper fall, then patching and repouring up. It's routine work for a licensed crew. It is not cheap. And on its own, it usually carries a compact bathroom into the next pricing tier. We price the footprint question before anything else, because it sets which tier the project sits in. A homeowner set on moving the toilet 30 inches to square up a vanity wall is choosing a materially different budget, and it's far better known in week 1 than after demolition has already started. Condo bathrooms trade one constraint for another. There's often no slab to cut, but association approval and scheduled building water shutoff replace it as the limit on cost and calendar. So here's the layered scope. A powder room or half bath with fixtures at existing roofing, no shower assembly, no waterproofing envelope, lands in the $8,000 to $25,000 range. A full small bath with a 2-board shower, fixtures staging output, lands in that same range moving up, with waterproofing and glass carrying the increase. And a small bath with the toilet, shower, or vanity relocated moves into the $25,000 to $55,000 range, slab work, drain rerouting, and extended permit scope are what push it there. Before a small bathroom layout is even worth drawing, two numbers constrain it. And in a room 5 feet across, these two figures do most of the design work, not personal preference. The Florida Building Code, Plumbing Section 405, 3,1, requires not less than 21 inches of clearance in front of a water closet, urinal, lavatory, or bed to any wall, fixture, or door. It also prohibits setting those fixtures closer than 15 inches from centerline to any side wall, partition, vanity, or other obstruction. In a narrow bathroom, those two dimensions decide whether your layout can carry a double vanity, whether the shower can widen, and whether the door can swing inward. Plenty of attractive Pinterest layouts fail right here, before they ever reach a permit counter. Ventilation is the second constraint, and in Miami it's the one that shows up later, as damage rather than a failed inspection. Where a bathroom has no operable window, the Florida Building Code requires artificial light plus mechanical ventilation at minimum rates of 50 CFM for local intermittent exhaust, or 20 CFM continuous, ducted outdoors and never recirculated. Interior guest baths and powder rooms are the usual candidates for this requirement. In Miami's humidity, an undersized or badly ducted fan is exactly where mildew and finish failure start. It is a distinction worth making directly, because it changes what you should expect to pay. A powder room remodel in Miami is not simply a smaller bathroom remodel. With no tubers shower, there's no waterproofing envelope, no glass, no shower valve, and no pan, which removes the most technical and most failure-prone assembly in the entire room. What remains is a water closet, a lavatory, lighting, ventilation, and finishes. This is the one case where a compact footprint genuinely does mean a smaller job. And it's exactly why powder room scope sits in our entry pricing tier while a full small bath with a shower does not. Any work altering plumbing, electrical, or ventilation requires a permit, pulled by the licensed contractor and inspected before it gets covered up paint, tile and drywall. Requirements for unincorporated Miami-Dade are published by Miami-Dade County. Incorporated cities run their own departments and thresholds. Confirm any contractor's license at myfloridalicense.com before you sign anything. We're a Florida Certified General Contractor, license GCG 1524886, with 500 plus projects since 2015. So here's what a small bathroom remodel in Miami actually is. It's a room where almost nothing scales with square footage, which is why the cost per square foot goes up as the room shrinks. It's a footprint decision that determines the entire pricing tier before a single finish gets chosen. It's two Florida Code dimensions, 21 inches clearance, 15 inches from centerline, that decide the layout before you draw it. And it's a ventilation requirement that, if undersized, shows up as mold and finish failure instead of a failed inspection. None of that is visible in a finished photo. That's exactly the point. At Gaben Constructions we walk the room, confirm what the existing rouging allows, and put the scope in writing before anything is demolished. The site visit and quote are free, with no trip fee. If you're planning a small bathroom remodel in Miami-Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County, the number is 786-397-8380. The link is below. Florida Certified General Contractor, license GCG 1524886, 500 plus projects since 2015. We'll see you on the next one.